Hello and welcome to my little review of the Solar A1.7 Artist Black Open Pore 7-string guitar. First, let's take a look at the specs and features. This is a super strat type guitar with 2 Duncan Solar medium output humbuckers. It features a 5-way selector switch and a single volume knob. The guitar has an alder body, a maple neck and an ebony fretboard. We have 24 extra jumbo nickel frets and a full access set neck for really easy access to the highest frets. The scale length of this model is 26.5 inches with a fretboard radius of 15.74 inches. On the reverse headstock there are Grover 18:1 locking type tuners. As far as inlays go, we have only one big Solar Perloid logo at the 12th fret. And on the side of the neck there are oversized Luminlay side dots. The strap pin on the back is in the usual position for a strat type guitar. The front strap pin is located on the back of the upper horn. Last but not least, we have an Evertune bridge. If you're not familiar with this is a bridge that's supposed to keep your guitar in tune pretty much forever by a set of springs that's hidden underneath in the guitar's body. The system is completely mechanical and does not need any batteries. You can still set the tuning, height and intonation of each string like on any other guitar, even just using one single tool. When you set this bridge up for the first time, you tune each string at the bridge. This way you adjust the corresponding string's tension to maintain the correct pitch. Once every string is tuned to the correct pitch, the actual tuners can move the strings through 3 zones. In zone 1 the string is below the set pitch and can be tuned up and down as usual. In zone 2 the string is at the set pitch and the Evertune bridge will compensate for any change in string tension. When the string is in the middle of this zone, bends or even turning the tuners will not change the pitch. When you turn the tuners a few more times, the string will go into zone 3 where it goes above the set pitch and reacts to bends as it normally would. When you set the string just right to the edge between zone 2 and 3, the string will not go out of tune and still react normally to all bends. For me, the system works perfectly so far. I didn't have to tune the guitar once since I first set it up, which can really save some time, especially in a recording environment. As for the look and finish of this guitar, the body shape looks and feels just as nice as any other super strat guitar, and the bevels at the cutaways add something unique. The guitar arrived in flawless condition and it was very well packaged. I couldn't find any tool marks or blemishes in the finish whatsoever. The open pore finish on this looks great and is very nice to the touch. You can still feel the wood grain. And the reverse headstock suits this guitar very well. The recessed volume knob and screws of the selector switch and this classy Solar logo engraving on the truss rod cover are some cool little details. The guitar is rather heavy, which I personally much prefer. Pretty sure the Evertune system adds quite a bit of weight as well, but the weight distribution is pretty well balanced and I didn't have any neck dive problems. The positions of the 5-way switch and the volume knob make a lot of sense to me. They're a bit further back than on my Ibanez guitar. They're still easy enough to reach, but they won't get in your way when you hit the strings really hard. Now for probably the most important aspect when it comes to a guitar's playability: the neck. On the Solar website, the neck shape is described as a medium C, and the neck is noticeably thicker than your typical Ibanez Wizard neck, but still thinner than your average Fender Strat. Usually I'm way into this super thin neck profile that Ibanez guitars have. This one still feels perfectly comfortable to me. The back of the neck has a very smooth satin black finish, which doesn't stick to your thumb even if you have very sweaty hands. The deep cutaways and this super smooth neck heel make the upper frets very easily accessible, which is great. The fretwork here is also really well done, all edges are rounded off just nicely and I can't feel any edges when moving around on the neck. I could get the action on the high A string down to about 1.5 mm without hearing any fret buzz. If you're not used to it, the 26.5-inch scale will be noticeable, especially when bending, but it also really helps with the tone and the feel on the lowest strings. The pickups are a little darker than what I'm used to, but they still sound very defined and are definitely versatile. As said, these are medium output pickups, so you can still get them super clean even though this is mainly a metal guitar. Here are some sound samples of the guitar in solo and then in a full mix. So in conclusion, this guitar plays really well and sounds great and even looks amazing, although that's a matter of taste, of course. On top of all that, it seems to manage to stay in tune for extremely long periods of time, and the flawless build quality absolutely justifies the price for me, even though this is an Indonesian-made guitar. The only real gripe I have with this guitar is that it does not have stainless steel frets, and that, to me, just doesn't really make sense at that price point. And that's about everything I have to say about this guitar. It's a fantastic product and I can definitely recommend Solar guitars as well as the Evertune system. Thank you for watching. If I forgot to include anything about this guitar or if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments below.